Hi, Phil here from HikeSlam. Today I'm gonna hike into the woods a little bit here in Virginia and do an overnight. It's the day before Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be cold tonight, but I'm looking forward to it. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Last time I was on this section of trail, it was September, so leaves were on the trees. It was warm. Right now it's really nice. It's probably low 50s, but it'll be colder tonight, so I'll have a fire, have some food, set up my tent, and we'll see what we find. So I'm gonna get going here. And so the hike's been awesome so far. I mean, I've only been out for about half hour. River behind me, really pretty day. As I was walking up, I saw some trash in the trail and I came across this. So some Bud Light cans, plastic bat, some writing on some of this garbage. Hangman is coming down from the gallows. Song lyrics. Other weird things. Well, hopefully I don't get murdered out here. That would totally ruin my day. Well, let's keep going. That's pretty cool. Icicles on one side, water flowing on the other. If that's any indication, it's going to get pretty cold tonight because it's already 3 o'clock and it's probably about high 40s right now, so those have had all day to melt. See what we're in for. Pretty cool though. Wow, look how calm that is. It's like a mirror. Here's a tip. Should be a little careful when you're hiking when the trail is covered in leaves like this, because you never know what rock or root is sticking out from underneath. If you're going too fast, you could wipe out or hurt yourself. So yeah, just take it easy and watch where you go. I'm about halfway to the campsite and I just entered the wilderness. Sun is just starting to fall behind the hills. So pretty shortly, I'll be at the shelter in the campsite. The weirdness continues. What the hell? And there's a dead duck here. A very long note. Which was going to be my camp spot for the night. That scene back there really freaked me out though. The sun's going down. I'm going to get to the shelter, reassess the situation, and see what I think about this whole deal. I'm a little out of breath because I'm trying to put as much distance between me and that sketchy camp spot back there. Okay, well that was really weird. So as I was hiking toward the shelter, still considering what I was going to do for the night, these two women were hiking in the opposite direction. They had a little dog with them. They asked if I had seen the guy who was leaving the notes. I said he has a campsite down by the river because I could hear the fire going. I could see where his tarp was set up. He was actually just sitting on a rock down there. They were shocked I was still considering camping out there, but I decided that I didn't really feel like it, and plus they said that they were kind of freaked out and asked if I would go with them and walk past his campsite so they could get back to their car. So I did, and then when I got back to my truck, I went over to the other side of the road, drove up like a Forest Service road, and I'm actually on the Appalachian Trail, just going the opposite direction. So instead of going instead of going south, now I'm going north. But I'm just gonna find the closest camp spot to where I'm at because the sun is going down, and set up camp and yeah, settle in for the night. All right, let's get going. All right, so I'm on the Appalachian Trail, just in a different part, headed the opposite direction. So There's John's Hollow Shelter in Point 6. That looks like where I'll probably end up for the night. Never let you down. All right, let me find the shelter and see what the deal is. It should be right around the corner. All right, there's the sign for the shelter. And you can see it. You can see it down there, right through the trees. Doesn't look like anyone's there. I'm gonna go down and check it out. All right, approaching the shelter here. There's definitely nobody here. There's a knit cap there. Pretty clean. Shelter log. Pretty cool fire area there. It's set up kind of like a fireplace angled toward the shelter for heat, which is pretty neat. I'll have a fire in there in a little bit. All right, let's see. Oh man. Wow, what a day so far. Woo. I'm going to set up my tent. I don't want to sleep in the shelter. Shelters can sometimes have a lot of spiders, mice, rats, that kind of thing. They'll chew through your gear or eat your food or whatever. So I think I'm just going to find a nice camp spot, maybe back behind the shelter, set up my tent, find some firewood, and then probably have some dinner. All right, time to get going. Look at this. Some kind soul has collected some kindling and pieces of firewood. That's awesome. So I'll use some of that and then try to replace what I used, but that is really cool. Time to set up the tent. All right, I think this is the spot. Pretty flat, not a lot of big sharp rocks in the way. So I'm gonna get to setting that up. All right, my sleeping pad is inflated and holding air. Got my sleeping bag in here. So just put the stuff sack for the sleeping bag down there. And yeah, on to the next thing. Okay. All right, starting to get a little colder. So I'm gonna change out some of my clothes here. It's gonna be a cold night, I can tell. It's so clear, and it's cold right now. We're getting coolish, the temperature's dropping quick, so I'm gonna put on a second layer here. This vest. My friend Mike gave me this vest. It is super warm. Okay. Got that. Yeah, Little Debbie apple pie. I'm gonna check out the shelter log here. I hang out by the fire. Almost every shelter on the Appalachian Trail has a shelter log where people write in their trail names and what's going on. They can write whatever they want in there. So it's kind of cool tradition here. So let's see what this one says. Little engine, back section. Hiking again finally. Great day on the AT. This was in August. Writing and stuff. Alright, let's see what's happened recently. Holy crap. Wait a second. Well, let me adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here. Let's see if this makes any sense. Sorry if the lighting's bad. I'm just gonna see what it says. Cleaned the outhouse. Picked up trash. Collected wood for others. See Charlie Daniels' Simple Man lyrics, which I used in 2013 Facebook post And note the rope I found with the silicone sealant can 2 miles south of that. I left it on a stump. In 2018, while I was incarcerated at the Okaloosa County Jail, what the heck? Isaiah 28:15 through 9. Here in early 2017, Trump, Nebo, allowed Obama to have the special use of the Air Force One for a trip to Palm Springs. This is the same ramblings from the guy that was on the other side of the river. That's kind of scary. Kind of weird. Those women down there said they were going to call the police on the guy. I know it's really hard to read in this light. Sorry about that. Let me move that there. Wow, this is weird. It's just like it goes in one direction, then immediately goes in a completely different direction. And there's just so much of it. Like this line up here. Think grave robbery in an attempt to obscure the reality of Little Mrs. Wolf. Content. Come up with some more of those wicked schemes, JB and company, so I can show some more of your true character. Emergency press conference. So I thought it would be a fun little thing to look at the Johns Hollow shelter log. That's where I'm staying, Johns Hollow shelter. And just check out trail names and what people's experiences were on the trail. And it was fun at first. But man, once I came across that guy's writing, it was so weird. It was like, I felt like I don't know, the plot continues or something. You open it up and it's like, that writing looks familiar. Oh my gosh, it's the same writing as that guy that's 3 miles away that I hiked this far away to get away from the dude. And now, yeah, man, I guess he was just here a few days ago. Ranting. It's like music lyrics and political stuff and talking about people leaving trash and just weird rants and Bible quotes, and it's just like all over the place. Kind of sketchy, kind of weird. It's just really weird to have that feeling of like relaxation. Dude, what the hell is going on here? I'm in the shelter. I'm packing up my stuff to go into my tent. And they have these things that they put in shelters a lot to hang your food bag from, so like mice can't get to it. Look at this one. What do you know? Same handwriting as the one in the book, and the garbage on the trail from that same dude. So it says, watch out for yeet mouse. Like, what the hell is going on? Alright, I'm going to go into my tent now. So I'm in my tent now. Fire's been put out. All my gear's in here. I'm a little on edge. I keep watching the hill behind the shelter to see if I see a headlamp coming down there. The hike in here, there was nobody. There's no cars along the side of that Forest Service road except mine. It was super quiet here. I haven't heard any sign of... I still have my shoes on. I guess in case I have to run. Man, I think this is a combination of the weird dude down the trail and his cryptic writings that I keep finding everywhere, and also in the woods, your mind plays games with you. Every sound, every light is something to be concerned about. So, just gonna hunker down in here for a little bit and see what happens. Okay. All right, so I lied down for a couple hours, nodded off to sleep. Just on top of my sleeping bag. But man, every crack and crunch I hear outside of an animal walking by or a branch breaking, I don't know, it's just like, it's freaking me out. So I'm gonna try to get some more sleep here, and yeah, hopefully I just kind of pass out. There's really nothing to be worried about. It's just like, it's just a weird night, you know? Okay, I'm out on the trail. It's the middle of the night. I was down in my tent, not asleep, kind of just like lying there staring at the tent walls, listening to all the sounds, and then I heard somebody down by the shelter. So at first I had to convince myself it wasn't what I thought I heard, but it definitely was somebody down there. So I didn't even wait to see or go down to see who it was, see if it was like a bunch of teenage girls or something. I don't know. I was just like, I am getting out of here. So I packed up all my stuff, and I packed it up very quickly. I don't think I left anything behind, and I just walked past. As I walked past, I did look. It did look like a single guy hanging out in the shelter. He had a headlamp on. All I could really see was the light from the headlamp, so I could have been wrong. But man, it was yeah, so I don't know. I just got out of there, and like that's the thing. It's like it was probably a guy who was out like me, like out and wants to just go camping or spend a night out. Beautiful night, but I wasn't gonna hang around. I don't know. I guess I got scared, but so I decided to pack up all my stuff and hike back. I looked back behind me a bunch of times as I was hiking to see